Spent a lot of hours in the chair listening to people talk about their relationships. And a lot of what we have to learn about relationships in families and in neighborhoods certainly applies in the workplace as well. I've tried to kind of distill all of that.
Well, in the workplace, a lot of that applies around teams.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work been done around high-performing teams, and they know that a team will outperform the individual. The team that wins the sports championship plays better as a team than the individuals.
So how do we build those good relationships, those good teams that are both high achieving and high relating? Some of the research out today suggests that people who have a best friend at work are actually much more engaged in their work, satisfied with their work, having a better experience at work by far. The scores go up dramatically. And yet a lot of people at work don't really necessarily get encouragement to have friendships at work and maybe don't even know quite how. So we talk in this chapter about what are some of the proven skills that help people build good relationships. Things like, how do I get somebody's attention? How do I respond if somebody's trying to get my attention? How do I deepen the relationship by being more empathic with other people, being a good listener? And also, and this is especially important in team settings, how do I work through problems? How do I work through conflicts? So we're trying to look at issues about how do I apologize? Is that something that's okay to do? And not something that's seen as a sign of weakness, but a sign of maturity and strength. How do I go about shifting from blaming to problem solving so that it's not about who can I pin this problem on, but let's just get right down to how do we fix it. So those are some of the skills that help people build positive relationships.
And we talked through some very specific ones. The knowing how to listen and self-disclose appropriately. And you nod your head.
I nod
and
my
you nod
head
your
and
head
I
and you
look you
listen
in the
appropriately. Knowing how to navigate proximity, close friends at work and not close friends at work. Knowing how to resolve conflict.
Talk about, why that proximity issue is important.
Well, the proximity is important because you need to have a close friend. We've been close friends for 35 years.
At least.
At least. By the way, Wendy can fill in my sentences. She knows what I'll order for meals. She knows how to fill it in. So I'm not going to learn a lot from Wendy, but she's my support. A very close friend is a support. But we need what's called loose ties, or new friends who will teach us new things. So you need both of those. Close friends who support you and new friends who teach you.
That broader network of people who have different
backgrounds who will teach you new things. We then need to manage conflict. We love to run and hide. When there's a conflict, we love to run away, go to our separate rooms. We need to learn as a high-relating team to move into it, to face it, to be transparent. And finally, we have to apologize. I'm so sorry.
You do? What do you have to apologize for?
So many things. I am now going to apologize in advance of the things that I'm likely to do.
There we go.
And hopefully get away with that. Here's the principle. A leader who makes meaning has to do that through the relationships and teams that he works with or she works with. And if we apply these principles from marriage, from psychology, from all these other settings into the organization, high-performing teams will exist.
Go team.